Welcome, welcome, welcome. You are in the right place at the right time. Today is Wednesday, and it's time for another episode of the Noon Report. And I am your host, Dr. Ron, right here with another report. We're going to have a field report from one of our guests dropping in today. So we're hoping that he gets back connected with us in a little bit. But I just want to give a shout out. As always, I give a shout out to each time I do a broadcast to my mentor, Dr. Hunt. Dr. Hunt and I have been traveling together for 30 plus years. And out of the 30 plus years that we have been traveling together, he has been a blessing to both me and my family, as well as I have been a blessing to both him and his family. So I tell you, it is truly worth talking about. Every time I go live, I want to make sure that I encourage you to get a mentor, somebody that can be with you throughout life and help you understand what's going on. So get a mentor and then get a show so you can shout the mentor out. So today I've got a few things I want to talk about. I'm waiting on my guest to get himself together here. His connection has fell off, but we're going to get him into the show. So I'm going to just continue on. The first thing I want to do is talk about Country Club Hills. Now, Country Club Hills is still having issues with how to be a government. They have entertainment stars coming to perform at a venue, and they think that they're capable of handling those type of situations, but yet they're losing money out the back door. They have been paying for shows to start, and they're not filling out. None of the shows that they have been bringing have been selling out, which they would understand that if they were an entertainment venue, they would know how to go check the um, the participation on everybody that they hire, what their numbers are, what their average numbers are. There's a place to do this. They would know this if they were an entertainment venue, but they don't know how to do those type of things. Those type of things are definitely things that a promoter would know to do. You're a city government. We've got a mayor and a city manager all overpaid, and they don't know what they're doing. They sitting back enjoying the fringe benefits of getting paid, but yet city citizens are not getting any services. I've talked to several of my neighbors, and as my neighbors look around the community, they realize that we're suffering very badly. So I just like to call them on the carpet again, and I'm going to keep on calling them on the carpet until they decide to do better, because it is their responsibility to service us in the community. I'm going to say it again. It is their responsibility to service us in the community. And when they decide to do so, then we'll get some services. So enough talk about them this week, but I'll be talking about them again next week. Also want to talk about the heat wave that's going on throughout the community. That heat wave has been terrible. They're working on 20 days in the city of Arizona, 20 days of over 110. Hold on, you all, just a second. Reven, your audio is not connected. You got to go out and reconnect. Okay. All right. So the heat wave in Arizona, they're working on 20 days of 110 plus degrees. In Florida, they're doing the exact same thing. In Florida, they have so much heat wave that it's affecting the water the temperature of the waters, the coastal water, the ocean waters, the Gulf in the southern region that are tearing up the coastal areas. The coastal areas are so hot that the heat is destroying the marine life on the bottom of the corals. There's marine life that live in the bottom of the ocean and live in and out of the coral areas. And I tell you, it has been nothing has been they can do about it. I mean, you can't drop ice in the ocean. They need a couple of icebergs from the North Pole, which they don't have many icebergs up at the North Pole. But this heat wave is brutal. I've talked to people in Arizona, I've talked to people in Florida, I've talked to people all through the South, Louisiana, and people are like, I'm not going outside. This heat wave needs to go away. And in the Midwest, we're beginning to get another bout of heat wave. So I just want to tell people across this country, be careful. Yeah, it's summertime and we ought to be used to it, but that's not what you want to get used to. You want to get used to nice days, nice nights. In Chicago, we got down to 60 degrees last night, 80 degrees during the daytime, 90 degrees during the daytime. We can handle that. That's what summer is all about. So be careful out there. I'm waiting on my reporter to come in. Let's talk about California and the SAG strike that's going. SAG after strike is going on. SAG after strike. All right, I'm gonna hold that thought. We're gonna bring in our new reporter, Reverend Fellows.
Can you see me, Doc?
Yes, we can. Welcome to the show. I was just talking about you a little while ago. I was telling people that network, and I'm looking forward to bringing you in and telling people about you. You want to tell people about yourself a little bit?
Um, yeah, I can. But basically, man, I'm just a servant trying to make my way into heaven. I want to make my mama and God proud. So I grew up in a household where my mom and my family fed everybody. Nobody on the block, everybody ate. And I was mad everybody's in there eating up all the chicken. People were coming off the street eating up my food. But I guess it's addictive. So as I got older, I began to be a servant and working in the community, trying to help Black people, empower Black people. And so I grew up in the church, like most of us, and so I just it's in my DNA to serve. And so it's an honor to be on your show because I know you also are in that lane of helping our people. So my background is a semi-undergraduate, college graduate, social service 50 something years, community organized 25 years, 30 years, just trying to make it all happen and make our people purge. So that's enough about Geraldine's son right now. I'm just glad to be 64 on July 2nd, though.
Absolutely. You know, when I first told Reven about this network, Street News Now, he said, "Man, I love it. I got to come on there." So Reven is going to be one of the new shows that's going to be coming on the network. Now, when the network was originally established, one of the things that was, put out there was that we are looking for people to be reporters on the street all over the United States and around the world. So you can take your cell phone, no matter where you are, and do a report. And Reven is one of those men on the street for real. Like for the last couple of days, he was on my show last night, on the Ask Dr. Ron show. And this morning, he left my show last night and went to 2 or 3 events. This morning, he's been at 2 or 3 meetings. So he's all over the place. So he is the ideal person to be coming on this network, getting us up to date on what's going on. And I applaud him for willing to want to do this because he's not, the most smartest technical person, but we're gonna work it out. I was so blessed the fact that he was able to get on the show today. I'm like, oh yeah, he on his way.
We're gonna work through the kinks. But also, man, I gotta send a shout out. I kicked it with KRS-One, man. I wish I'd have been loaded up for street news. I was out there kicking it with the concert in the community over in Inglewood on 63rd Justine. So I'm excited about this flash mob, baby. Flash mob.
There you go. Now it's funny. Last night, overnight, he sent me a picture about. He's very heavily involved in economic development. So he sent me a picture, which I thought was quite strange. You know, in one of the south suburbs, I believe it's the south suburbs. He sent me a picture where the Chamber of Commerce invited presidential candidate Pence to their meeting. What you know about that, my brother?
Well, I can't think of the brother's name, but he's out in the South South suburban area, Black Chamber, and it looks like he was having lunch with Mr. Pence. And as you know, his weight goes all the way out to Indiana or Indianapolis, somewhere in I know Pence. So the chamber, I know that the Illinois State Black Chamber, a lot of them, they do a lot of meeting with some of the Republican Party people and working in that space sometimes. So they play, I guess they play whatever's their best interest. But I found it interesting that that picture was out that early. Tomorrow, the Illinois State Black, it's called the. Let me make sure I got it right, so I don't mess it up. And I'm blessed to go there. Illinois State Black Chamber of Commerce pre-annual convention kickoff cruise. So that's tomorrow on the Spirit of Chicago. I'll be out there with some business leaders. So they're getting prepared for the convention. So I guess it's a kickoff. So who's who, political people, community people, and business people should be there. So I may hit you with some street news from there. Who knows? But that's going on. Then also it's National Black Business Month, August 1st. It's been going on since 2004. We'll be bringing all the Chamber of Commerce, Inglewood, Chatham Business Association, the AAA BNA, Malcolm Crawford, them on Chicago Avenue, Soul City Corridor. So a host of business people, Chatham Initiative. And so we are now got to really start revving up to redirect our money. But the most important thing is to know where we are to get business support, technical support, and buy black, love black, give black. So we got to be about our father's business because everybody's trying to solve an economic problem. We could just turn and redirect 20% of our money to black businesses. We could create over 1,000 jobs.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I believe that everybody that is a leader should be preaching that very same message. You know, that's something that we need to be doing. Now, I talked about Country Club Hills before you got back in. You got any comments about Country Club Hills? How you feel about the city of Country Club Hills?
Well, I guess it's bigger than Country Club Hills. There's what you should know better. How many mayors are out in South Suburb?
Don't know the exact number.
The black, but it's quite a few black mayors of black towns. I think they carry a lot of muscle and weight that they don't. That I think they could use in DC, and they could use in Springfield to leverage a lot of things. And I think that's where they come up short at because they have real strong power base. And then there's the national conference on mayors, Brother Ward, and so they've been having calls with all the black mayors, but they have to come up with a black agenda that with the Democratic Convention coming to Chicago 2024, that they put a platform on the table. And I'm saying that as the co-founder of the National Black Agenda Consortium.org, National Black Agenda Consortium.org, you can go to that link and look at it. So it's just a $20 hard copy, and I think it's a $15 paperback, and you can also do an e-download. But it's a comprehensive plan that I was able to pull together a team of some of the great researchers and data for the last like 7-8 years. Every black agenda since the 1800s to the Philadelphia to the reconvene in Gary, Indiana, all the way up now. And we put together a comprehensive plan. I would love for the black mayors in the city, South Suburban, and the Mayor's Conference to look at, because it's a working document, not nothing we talking about, and a layman can use it. Sometimes the language is too full, but we got to really be hitting recycling our dollars. And as Martin Luther King said, redistribute the pain.
Yeah, Absolutely. Now I got Trump on my footnotes here. I don't know. You might be a Trump follower. I might get in trouble saying this, but Trump is looking at his one, two, three, his third indictment coming up maybe next week as being the leader of the January 6th. He's already been indicted 2 times already. So his third one's coming up next week. They've been talking about it all over the mainstream media. So you got any feelings about your good friend Trump?
Well, I know white people take care of white people, and a lot of times white people don't really tell on white people. So, but I do know it's kind of like with Trump, with the danger that is, it's like sending a community organizer or brothers to jail that can organize in the jail. So they better put him in a boot camp and isolate it, because yeah, he been training the guards, everybody that went up and spoke and started getting ready to do some rebellion. But it's interesting that they told we wanted to what to say, they put Trump in Facebook jail and knocked him off the airways. As much as they hate Trump and dislike Trump, they keep giving him airtime. If you're trying, they talk about Trump and put him on the airways more. So sometimes it backfires when you keep promoting people. It's like running for a campaign. You don't say the other person's name. Is that right, Doctor?
Yeah, that's what.
Well, I'm running against Michael Thompson and I'm running against Michael Thompson. But you can't be advertising for. So they can just do us better by keeping Trump. Because the more you put Trump in the media, the more these people that like him get a little mad.
Yeah.
And they get frustrated and sometimes go to the White House. I know ain't nobody scared, but I do know that they keep giving him more juice than he need, and he's getting more momentum in this race that they think that people don't like him, but a lot of people are tired and mad. So I'm not a Trump supporter, but I am a supporter of that legislation he wrote, executive order, talking about slavery happening in America. And the other one they said the opportunity zone. No, it's a promise zone where you can take an area and buy it up and redevelop in disadvantaged communities. That money is available for us as Black people in every major city to do those. So those two things I want to Trump for. And I want to give a shout out that he gave a lot of Black men money with the stimulus money that most Black presidents that we didn't get any money from. So, but it ain't Trump. It's all about the policy.
Let me stop you right there. See, the only reason why he gave out that money was because we had COVID going on. Okay, it wasn't about he liked us and he wanted to see us feed our family. He gave everybody money. Okay, white and Black.
But I know some guys was laying on the couch, was about to get them pistols and go shoot up some people. And I know some people that was hopeless at the crib that couldn't pay life. So whatever happened is our money. So it ain't Trump's money. That's me get about that. It's my money. I want Trump to give me my money, whatever reason he want to use. I want to get my money.
Well, and so you got to also remember, now let's give credit where credit is due. He was president when COVID hit the shores of America, and he ignored it. So we got all of these millions of people that died because of his irresponsibility. So giving us money don't make it better.
Yeah.
He just gave us some money. He just gave us some money.
Let's call population. He was following the population cleansing. He was on point with their agenda is population cleansing. And part of the COVID-19 was part of that conversation. So sometimes the president don't run the White House.
All right.
It's the hidden hand.
Well, I'm gonna say it like this: he got 3 of the 4 grand juries bringing charges against him as soon as next week, and in August, the 4th grand jury that was convened in his honor will be dropping in Georgia. So he got 4 grand juries that came back with felony charges against him. So now, the whole thing about that is you may like him, you may like what he believes, you may believe in him and willing to follow him all the way up to the Capitol steps and try and overthrow the government. But at the end of the day, now it's time to pay You know, you got to pay the man. You
But
know.
they go to boot camp. I ain't seen no white man. Rostin Cossie, they had the post office situation. He went up to Wisconsin. Ryan, they see their grandchildren, they see their girlfriend, they see their wife. The Fed prison is the best prison. So I don't see it being punishment in some cases because they be kicking it like they was at a regular crib. From what my history tells me,
Mm.
they don't go to jail. And then Trump might unveil them pictures because most of the people trying to put him in jail used to be at Trump Towers in them rooms that maybe Trump got some videos on.
Well, look, they're going to jail anyway, you know, for being stupid. And
Yeah.
I tell you, they would have been in jail a hell of a lot sooner for being stupid. They should be in jail for being stupid. Now, right before you came on, I was getting ready to make a comment about the strike, the SAG after strike that's going on in California. All the actors, screenwriters have joined forces in order to try and get some of that money that they do for creating all of this, you know, wealth for all of these people that have shows that we watch daily. And it's only right they make a minimum wage, and then the actors and the directors are making twice as much money as they are, so they're trying to get their fair share. So the picket lines have filled up with all the actors joining the writers to try and get somewhere. So I know a lot of people, especially on the Republican side of things, they don't believe in organized labor because organized labor digs into their pocket. They demand what they want and get it. So I support them being on strike. And I hope that they're able to negotiate and get what they're supposed to get out of this situation and circumstance, because it's necessary for everybody to get paid. If you got a show and you're a writer on that show, you're supposed to get paid.
Well, as you know, Dr. Ron, pulling out my history book and my files, about 8, 9 years ago, myself, State Rep Ford, and a brother named Dalvin Molden, we led in Chicago against the SAG and all that in terms of blacks not being in film, positions, union, behind the camera. We were disproportionately represented in the unions. And it was about getting a tax. So Center Space Studio, the second largest studio in the world in Hollywood, is here in Chicago on the west side. And we protested. They were giving tax credits for them to bring movies here to build the studio and build a larger studio second to Hollywood. And blacks wasn't getting involved. So we organized to do that, to say we want 1 million above and 1 million below. And then you got to hire people from local, not go to Hollywood or leave here to go to New York. When they come from Columbia College, they come from DePaul College, they come from black studios to be able to get paid. And unfortunately, we had them on the ropes, and the community and the people in the studios, black, did not fully support that. And now we have an extension of a 5-year tax credit for center space to go on and really don't have to hire black people in most cases. So I feel for them. And it was actually, we would have been a model for what they're trying to do. And brother Troy Pryor, who was working with, he's one of the guys in the unions, we were working together. But unfortunately, we're back at this table again. I think we had them on the ropes at the time, but we'll be praying for those guys because they do more than just the work they get paid for. They need to be paid.
Absolutely. So now let's talk about your show coming up pretty soon. So now we're looking forward to having you. Like I said, the whole design and the concept of Street News Now is to get people like yourself that are in events, going places, that they can make comments, commentaries about what's going on the street. So we're looking forward to having you in the family here, to have you talking about what you're experiencing out there. And that's a beautiful thing, because I think, you know, you don't sit still. You be out there 24/7. You be out there till your phone die. I know you be on the streets doing it. So we're looking forward to having you as part of the Street News Now family.
Well, I'm honored to be able to report because a lot of things are going unseen, untold, because everybody's sleeping. I don't read the news. I don't look at the paper. It's just, well, we can't keep up with these people who are trying to kill us unless we read the paper, keep up with the news. So I want to be on the ground reporter because a lot of time misinformation. Let me use an example of what I would like to do. About a week ago, I heard that they had a mass shooting on 95th and Dan Ryan. So I, like, man, so I jumped in the car. One of my guys told me, who is also a police officer, was got across his airways. So I drove up there because I have a press pass. I got out and started looking around, snooping. A few was up, a few brothers said, what happened? Say the guys got shot. So there was a young brother on the corner going, man, them dude, I wish they'd give me the mic and tell me what happened. I can tell them what happened. So I was eavesdropping, and what we heard was a mass shooting, was just two brothers having an argument. Both of them pull out a gun, shoot, and miss each other, hit a couple people. They told us it's a mass shooting. It was the domestic conversation between another brother arguing about something. Both pull their guns, miss each other, then hit each other, and hit some other people. Now they done told everybody on 95th, like somebody walked up to the place and just started spraying people. We all paranoid.
Yeah,
Isn't that crazy?
We need you on the street, bro. Give us some real news, not no fake news.
I'm like, dude.
I guess it's left up to interpretation, right?
It's a mass shooting. If I miss you, and then I hit you, we miss each other, hit two other people. It went from me and you with an argument to me and you on a mass shoot.
That's crazy.
So now that's what some of the things I want to add, because like I be in some of the strangest places, and I respond to some of the strangest things in the highway, the byway. It ain't always my way.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, we look forward to it. Now, let me put this out there. If anybody is interested in getting a show on Street News Now, go over to Street News Now, fill out the form, tell them what kind of show you want to do and how soon you want to do it, and come on board. We got plenty of time slots available. We got roving reporter now that's going to be out there doing what Street News Now is all about, which is getting the street news now. So we're definitely looking forward to having you guys fill out the form. Get somebody in the administrative team to help you get your show together. Also, Reuben, I'm gonna cut you off, okay?
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
All right. So I want you to subscribe, like, and share. Okay, continue to subscribe, like, and share. We are growing. As you can see, we got a lot of stuff going on. So you want to be in the mix. Now is the time. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in to Street News Now this week. Appreciate you. So continue to keep up the great work. And I look forward to seeing you guys on next week. So stay blessed, stay safe. See you soon.